Hi there, Lisa Oliver, author here. How are you doing today? Just my little flick up for the thing. Don't you just love this guy? He's quite gorgeous. Never mind. Now, excuse me if I'm sounding a bit flustered. Haven't been feeling particularly well today, but that's all good. Now, what I wanted to talk to you about today was, I was going to say 3 reasons why these get-rich-quick by writing book scams don't work, but we'll see how many reasons we come up with as we go along. All right, so I'm sure you've seen the email. Katie Hooflicky has made $9,000 in her first month on Kindle, and you can too. Or 16-year-old student, writes 1 page worth of content and makes blah, blah, blah dollars. And a lot of them are to do with Kindle, and a lot of them are to do with making money fast. And for established authors like myself and so many of my friends, this is so annoying, because the people who listen to these things or who buy these things, they are probably in a really bad place, and they probably need to make money really quickly. And the thing is that writing a book's not going to do it. There have been people that have made a fortune with self-published works even. Yes, none of us can forget E.L. James' famous 50 Shades of Grey. And yes, we all know that J.K. Rowling started out her freaking career for the Harry Potter things writing at her kitchen table as a solo mum. We all understand that. But the thing is that their successes didn't come overnight either. They didn't just suddenly put up a book and somebody saw it and somebody else saw it and somebody else saw it, and 50,000 people saw it or whatever else, and they made their fortune overnight. It took J.K. Rowling, I think, somebody can comment below and correct me if I'm wrong, but I think it was about 5 years, because I know it took her 4 years to write the first book. And with 50 Shades, we don't want to get into the whys and wherefores of how she got famous. But the fact of the matter is those cases are really rare. And you'll notice in both cases, those books weren't single books. They were actually series. Is there 3 50 Shades book or 4? And I've lost track of how many Harry Potters there are too. Correct me if I'm wrong. I'm not fans of those books. But it doesn't mean to say that they weren't successful in their own right. And all kudos to the authors for doing it. But it didn't happen overnight. And unfortunately, it's not likely to happen to you either. I've said before on previous videos, I'm a self-published author. I write fiction. That's fine. And I have been making a steady income from my work that I can live on over the past 8 years. I haven't made any money from anything else. I live on my writing work income from Amazon, my income from Amazon. And I know that actually quite a few, probably hundreds of authors who do the same thing, but they don't write courses about it because they know those courses are scams. What they've done is they've sat their butt down, they've written the books they've wanted to read, and then they've put those books out, and then now they spend their days 50% marketing and 50% writing the next book. But anyway, I don't expect you to believe me, so let's go back and just think of a few logical reasons. Well, I will get that word out right. A few logical reasons why these scams don't work. Firstly, you have followed a formula, you have used an app or done whatever it is, and you've come up with a book that, that this scam course thingy has told you all about, and you've created a book and you put it on Amazon. And then you check your dashboard because you're looking for how many sales you've made. And then you check it again an hour later. And then you check it again an hour later. And then you start talking in the chat group that you're bound to be in if you're associated with one of these groups, and saying, but I've just put this up. And then somebody will tell you, Amazon's probably just got a glitch in how often they're updating. Just keep the faith, just keep going, keep going, keep going. But the book doesn't sell. And that has to be one of the most common posts I see on Facebook and Twitter among new authors. I've put my book up, it hasn't sold. And the reason why it didn't sell is so simple, it's silly. The reason it didn't sell is because nobody knows it's there. So if you're going for one of these scam courses, can you make sure it's got a really relevant marketing section to it as well? One of those marketing systems that involves creating an author platform and actually reaching your target audience and things like that. Because if you think about it logically, in the millions of books there are on Amazon, in the thousands of books that get put up every day, why should a reader find yours if they don't know about it? So there's a good reason, number one. And it kind of lends on to reason number two. You don't have an author platform. So unless you're rich or famous or you have some claim to fame, why would anybody want to buy a book that you've written? Think about it for a second. If I met you on the street and you said to me, "Oh, hey, I've got a book out," why would I be interested in it? Is it in my genre? Am I your target audience? I try and read at least a book a day. So, I read probably 7 to 10 books a week. It's actually part of my writing day. I spend 2 hours in the morning reading before I do anything else. One of the joys of working for yourself. And those things are true. I can make my income living in my pajamas, and I can spend 2 hours reading a book in the morning if I feel like it, because there's nothing to stop me still writing at 10 o'clock at night if I haven't finished my word count for the day. But anyway, that's getting off track. So I've met you, and you've said you've got a book out. Now I want you to tell me, why would I buy it? Why would I invest my hard-earned money in your book? And I'm not saying that to be mean. But if I saw your book, would I want to read it? Have you got the best cover you can get? Have you written a blurb that would really interest me? Am I even your target market? Because everybody should have a target audience. Do you know yours? But when these courses are put out about how you can make all this money on Kindle, they don't talk about anything like that. But you see, if you had an author platform, and I knew who you were, and I knew what your values were, and I knew what kind of books that you wrote, then I might be more inclined to want to buy them. Not 100% guaranteed, but I'd be more interested in buying them if I knew something about you first. And this is where author platforms are really important. If your readers don't know about you, then why would they be interested in your work? And there will be some people watching this and be saying, "Oh no, it's just the story I've written exceeds all literary expectations. It's going to turn, the American Novel Writing Association on its head," or whatever, you know what I'm getting at. But the thing is I'm sure a lot of people want it to feel like that sometimes, and they're still working at McDonald's, or they're still living in their parents' basement, or they're doing whatever. And I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that either. If you are writing something that you love, but don't expect that when you put that literary work out into the marketplace, that people are going to fall all over themselves to buy it. It might be your baby, but you've got to convince everybody else it's theirs as well. And the third reason why these scams and these things like that don't work, and why you can't just get rich quick by putting out a book on Kindle, is because none of the courses I've seen none of the, I've bought some of them because I wanted to know what's in them. Wanted to know what's being told to newbie authors. None of them talk about their readers as if they were human beings. In fact, they seem to treat readers like statistics. They seem to treat readers as cattle fodder. Or is that fodder for cattle? But anyway, as people who have just got unlimited bank accounts are going to buy your book just because you said so. The thing is readers are actually, they're like you and me. They're really diverse people. They have wants and wishes and dreams and things that they want to escape from. That's why I write. I write to escape life, and I provide escapism for my readers. It's why I write about vampires and wolf shifters and magical worlds, and the one I'm writing out about at the moment is a complete fantasy world with a mixture of magic and invention, because I love that sort of thing. And my characters do too. And the thing is that so when I develop characters, I develop characters that resonate with the readers. So the readers want to read more. But I didn't get that from the first book, or the second book, or the third book. No, I just kept writing. Readers are those amazing people that are the, what do you call it? I can't think of the term I want to use. But they're the difference between success or failure, I suppose. And if you haven't considered your readers, if you haven't provided a platform for them to find you, to learn to get to know you, to find out about your book, if you haven't found them and told them where your book is, then you're not going to make them a success. And the thing is that even if you do sell 1 book, 10 book, or 100 books, which would be so incredible, you still have to turn around and write another book, and another one, and another one, because the days of writing one bestseller are, I'm going to say they're over, and then somebody's going to turn around and tell me I'm wrong, but you have a more secure career if you plan on writing more than 1 book. These scams and things do make me angry because, as I said, they're hooking into somebody's need. And the thing is especially now with the pandemic and everything else, we are all struggling. We're all looking to improve our lives as best we can, and it's getting harder and harder, no matter where you are. So my tip for the day, my money-saving tip for you today, is please don't buy those courses. There's a heck of a lot of free resources online, and I'll try and post some links for that in the description below. If you want to write a book and you want to make money as a self-published author, then look for the myriads of free information that you can find online and sit down and write that book. But write it because you want to write it, not because you think it'll make you rich. And if you have liked my content, I'm sorry I'm not quite on my game today, but I promise I'll be better in the next one. But if you have liked my content, would you please consider hitting the like button or the subscribe button, because none of that costs anything, and slowly but surely I'm making new friends on this YouTube channel. So, and as always, please stay safe and hug the ones you love. See you in the next video.